Ladies and gentlemen, watching across the globe, live from Birmingham, England, we are set for our BAMMA 11 co-main event of the evening. This bout is presented by GoDaddy.com. The following bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the BAMMA Middleweight division. Introducing first, the man standing to my right and fighting out of the red corner. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall and weighed in officially at an even 186 pounds. He is a mixed martial artist with a record of 22 victories opposite 18 defeats, fighting out of Paris, France. Professor X, Xavier Foupa-Pokam. The opposition comes in the form of the man standing across the cage to my left and fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighed in at an even and identical 186 pounds. He is a boxing specialist, his record outstanding at 10 victories opposite a single defeat with 8 wins via knockout. Fighting out of Abertillery, Wales, Jack the Hammer Marshman. Your referee to give the instructions, Neil Hall.
Okay guys, we've been through the rules. You must protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. You want to touch gloves? Do that now. And move back to the fence, get ready to fight.
Well, Pierre, you can hardly hear yourself think here at the NIA. The crowd behind Marshman, he brings such huge support. I've got a job to hear myself speak next to you. A lot of pressure on this young man.
Oh, definitely. Big inside leg kick there by Foupa-Pokam. Keeping at range. Again, leg kick. A barrage of punches there by Marshman, missing the mark, however. Look at that.
What a strange tactic by Pokam. We saw him do that once before, though, didn't we?
And look at this. This may be a quick finish. I can't believe it. Xavier finds himself in dangerous waters. Marshman belly down, all behind the arm.
Did he just tap against the... I'm getting carried away here. I thought he tapped against the side of the cage, but obviously not.
I tell you what, it looks physically impossible how far that arm is bending back.
Oh my goodness.
Marshman looks like a black belt BJJer.
Look at the face of Pokam. How has he not tapped already, Pierre?
Well, I tell you what, he told me before this fight is for his newly baby daughter, Mila. And maybe that's the, oh, look at the bend in that arm.
And now he's hitting the muscles there, Marshman. And again, we find ourselves in the position of the KO specialist looking for a submission.
I tell you what, the resiliency of Foupa-Pokam, I would have given up a long time ago. And look how fast those legs hike up for that triangle. Big shot down the middle. I cannot believe he weathered that storm.
Unbelievable. But talk us back to how he got there in the first place. Very bizarre. Doing what you wanted to see him do. Chop at the legs, move away. Then he suddenly rushed in.
It was a shoulder and leg takedown, and immediately he tried to hit the trailer from the back. Marshman, lightning-like reflexes off of his back. I tell you what, this guy is the real deal.
And again, looking for the submissions from the floor. Slick stuff from Marshman.
Foupa-Pokam looking to do a step over. And again, however, he finds himself in the armbar, and how much more pressure can that arm take?
Unbelievable opening round. And who would have thought so early in the opening round, if you'd have said 2 fights ago that Marshman would be the man looking for 2 submissions in a row, we'd have laughed at you.
Malcolm, I can't even talk. I'm just so amazed by the progress of his jiu-jitsu. Amazing. But once again, Foupa-Pokam initiating the wrestling to the takedown, finding Marshman on his back.
I'm amazed at his flexibility. Who is he? Stretch Armstrong. I mean, did you see that arm?
Push off there by Marshman, finds it back on the feet. Left hook there by X. Marshman.
What a breathtaking start to the round, Pierre.
And once again, double leg trailer takedown. I just don't understand the thinking there by X. Twice he got caught in a deep armbar. However, he elects to go back down to the ground and stay in his open guard.
But some people talked about the potential for a lack of hunger. I think he's proved that wrong already. He's gone looking, he's gone headhunting for Marshman. He wants this badly. I think it's obvious for anyone to see here.
Like I said previously, he's got a new baby, Mila, he wanted to say hello to, as well as his wife, but that's a huge reason to give it 110%.
And what an incredible start to this fight.
I tell you what, win or lose, both guys came out giving it 110%. And guys, this is only the first round.
That's right, we're 1.5 minutes in left of this round, and it's been back and forward. And now it's Pokam in the ascendancy at the moment. We're still catching our breath from the 2 submissions he managed to stop.
Malcolm, how quick did those legs swing around for that armbar? I tell you what, I don't even swing into an armbar that fast. And Marshman is probably double my weight. Another push out, however. X up on the feet, looking to possibly swim in for the punches.
Yeah, Pokam's got to watch those up kicks. Can be very dangerous from that position. Oh, but a big right hand as he came down and looking for the ground and pound. He's really tried to take this to the hammer.
Now look at the corner there of X. You have Ciro Diabate, a very, very seasoned fighter, currently fighting out of the UFC. Who else better to be in your corner?
That's right, that's why it's the Snake team. And there is a genuine hunger about Pokam that is good to see.
When you've been fighting in the game for so long, though, sometimes you lose that edge, that hunger like I discussed. However, Pokam shows no signs of that here in this fight.
Well, listen to that crowd. They're responding in the same way we are to this breathtaking opening round. Wow. Now, Pierre, early after the mistake by Pokam, you could say Marshman, but as the round went on, Pokam grew in confidence and got more dominant. Do we go 50-50 or do you see it differently?
Well, if you do it by the numbers, Pokam scored on one of the takedowns. The first one that he initiated was not reversed, but he got into the closed guard. That's a 50-50 position, okay? So he scored on one takedown, has some ground and pound. Flip side, Marshman swung up for 2 to 3 arm bars. So I don't know, maybe Marshman edged the first round. However, I am really, really glad I'm not a judge for this fight.
Now, the other thing to say here, you know, this fight has been hyped. People have been looking forward to it. And it's wonderful to see that already in only round one, it's lived up to the hype. So here we go for round 2. Will it match round 1?
Marshman in the center of the ring, trying to stalk down X. X on his bicycle. Comes in with a kick, jab combination.
Now, it's dangerous when you come in with that rear leg with a boxer of Marshman's notoriety. I would use the lead leg there to chop away at Marshman's lead. But Marshman comes in with the knees and the roundhouse kick. His game is certainly more developed, Pierre.
Yeah, and he looks good doing it. The transitions from on his back guard into the actual armbar attempts. I can't say enough about it. His push-offs get him back up to his feet. And as always, he continues to impress with his boxing. Straight, crisp punches, landing on the dot. And it's just a spinning back fist there by X.
Range, timing, and distancing was all wrong. Nice left and right from Marshman. Comes in, Pokam looks to take him down again.
Okay, so we get it. X wants the takedown. However, you need to get out of the guard. It's very dangerous to stay there. As Marshman, now, huge cut. Swimming that elbow, and that could be a game changer, Malcolm.
And if Pokam needed inspiration, seeing that start to run into the eye, and you can see Marshman It's really dispiriting for him. It's running into the eye. He's trying to move it away. The referee's looking immediately. As you said, this could be the game changer for Pokam. Look what it meant to him when he looks up. He's looking to his corner and to Cyril as if to say, hopefully this is the end.
This is going to get doctor's attention, and ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what, if I'm in the corner of Marshman, I am scared, because I tell you what, that looks potentially like it could be the end of the fight.
Well, the doctor's gone back out. He's happy. It is under the eye, as you can see. So the doctor's made a judgment call here on the fact that it's under the eye.
From a safety standpoint, but from a fan standpoint, thank God the fight didn't stop, because I tell you what, this has been non-stop action from beginning until this point.
But it's vindicated Pokam's reasoning, hasn't it? It's vindicated his tactics.
Yes, all the way until you get caught up in another submission where your arm literally doubles back and over.
So Marshman bleeding again, and Pokam, as you'd expect, trying to work on that eye. If he deepens and widens that cut, it's a doctor's stoppage. And there again, that forearm and elbow. It's brutal, but it's understandable. He's gonna work that eye.
And again, both of these guys have so much to prove. They want to be the alpha male. And I just can't explain to you what's going through. There's so many mixed emotions. I mean, friends with both of these guys. However, I'm glad that both of them are really, really showing what they're fully capable of.
Yes, this is torrid times for Jack Marshman. A horrible cut for the hammer, which Professor X will work on, and rightly so. He wants that stoppage, he wants that win. So it can't really get worse for Jack. How does he turn it around, Pierre? His vision is now impaired. He's on the bottom. He's got a chance for cut widening. What does he do now?
He weathers the storm. He gets his cut man into the cage. They patch him up, and then he shows a sense of urgency. Now, what I'm going to say is he needs it on the ground. However, he needs to be in that top position. He can no longer afford to be placed on his back, because those elbows have proven effective.
Yes, the longer he's on the back. So we're under the 2-minute stage now, and they're stood up. Some respite for Marshman. Now, will his boxing come into play now? We talk about his new skills. Maybe it's time for his old skills to get him out of jail here.
You know, do not pass go, do not collect up $200. Marshman is in trouble in a big way. However, he comes back with that left hook, right hand cross.
And the crowd responds, forcing him on.
This has been a back and forth battle. You had the armbar attempts, potentially causing a submission. Very close, I thought. And then out of nowhere, the Pokam, the Professor X elbow, just totally changing the whole dynamics of this fight.
And Pokam showing his experience here. He knows how dangerous Marshman is upright, and not willing to engage him in a war like that when he's so close to victory. Good tactics again, I feel, by Professor X.
But he lands in dangerous waters. Triangle choke again, and we still have enough time for him to complete this. Now, do you stay hunting the triangle, or do you swap over for the armbar? Remember how far. Now, this looks tight. This looks very tight. Does Christmas come early for Jack Marshman?
What a turnaround it will be. Blood all over his face. On the verge of a doctor's stoppage, and now he's got the triangle.
We have 30 seconds on the clock. Pokam needs to weather this. He postures up, trying to get some space, room to breathe. Cyril is shouting, we only have 15, 14. Count it down, weather the storm.
And the last 10 seconds sounds, that will give Pokam inspiration here. But what a turnaround once again. A big, big round for Professor X, and then Marshman comes out with the submission attempt. So Pierre, first things first, cornermen patch that eye up, but hope, light at the end of the tunnel at the end of that second round for Jack Marshman.
Let's talk about percentages. So Pokam is starting to score on the takedowns. However, every time he scores on the takedown, the percentages are favoring Jack Marshman, because he's always thrusting the hips up, climbing those legs up high, which lead to dangerous times for Pokam, and he's done this every single takedown. So Pokam has to get out to that side mount. There's no other way about it, because sooner or later, there's only so many times you can go to the well before you get caught.
also the third and final round of a breathless encounter. I've got to believe, though, that Professor X, despite those risks, will stick to the game plan and look for the stoppage due to the widening of the cut. The cut men have stemmed the bleeding, and straight away you know what Professor X wants to do, Pierre.
Definitely. Now, I don't have any qualms about his takedowns. I just have where they end up. And they end up in the guard. Marshman, beautiful hip movement, beautiful thrusting upwards of the hip, setting up the positions to move into those submissions. That's the only problem I have. 2
downward elbows, though, to that left-hand side of the Marshman face. He's taking calculated risk here, isn't he? He's gambling.
Oh, yeah. And I would like to see Marshman. He's kicked up onto his feet a couple times. I think he still has what it takes on the feet. However, he just needs to get back to the feet. Again, X swimming in the elbows.
He's taking those risks to land those elbows. He wants to see that cut opened again. He wants to see the blood flowing. He wants to force the referee to get the doctor in once more.
Now, what we haven't seen from Marshman, as soon as I say any sweeps, now look. Now see there, Foupa-Pokam X could have slid out, could have passed that, went straight into side mount. However, he opted to allow Marshman to regain that modified butterfly, or that half butterfly.
But more importantly, though, Pierre, for Marshman, the blood is now flowing back into both his eyes from this position.
From the full guard, it's going to be a lot harder as the fight goes on, because now X is very slick. It's a lot harder to maintain that high position with the guard.
And again, Pokam looking to work that side of the face. Relentless here in his pursuit of that cut. And now there's a mouse above the left eye of Jack Marshman as well.
Foupa-Pokam can take his right leg, trapping the ankle and passing to side mount.
And there's the experience with the face as well. Just little rubs there with the face, Pierre, whenever he's close to that cut.
Marshman here just trying to weather the storm. X trying to grind him down. Again, like you said, trying to open up that cut, causing more damage. Even if he doesn't knock him out, again, the cut happens, and also he's scoring points now. That's the important thing.
Well, for me personally, I feel time's running out for Jack Marshman. I think with this third round and the way it's gone and the damage before, Pokam could be on his way to a points win, whatever happens. I feel this last 2.5 minutes, Marshman really has to pull out the submission attempts or get back onto his feet and box his man.
Now X is pushing his head up against the cage. Marshman grabbing the cage, being worn now. He's trying to get side out. The corner of Marshman shouting instructions. The crowd eerily silent here as Marshman looks to try to weather the storm again. However, Foupa-Pokam doing the right things, keeping him pinned up against the cage. Marshman trying to do the cage crawl to get back to his feet.
This wasn't in the Marshman fans' script to see their man cut so early and be on such defensive duties for so long in the fight. And I think this will be the biggest problem for Jack Marshman, is when you look at the judges, they look at the aggressive man, they look at the man doing the work. We have 1.5 minutes for a big turnaround from Jack Marshman, one of those trademark punches of his to stand this on its head.
But with a sense of urgency, if you become overly aggressive, you walk right into X's game plan because you close down the distance, allowing him to penetrate on the shot and end up on your back once again.
There's the hooking attempt from Marshman. As you said, it's a catch-22. He's got to get into landing, but if he gets in, he could be taken to ground again. The timing's got to be perfect. Pokam takes his chance, doesn't quite succeed this time. Marshman stays on his feet, but once again, the clock is ticking.
Marshman getting put on his tiptoes, dumped onto his back. Foupa-Pokam once again in the guard.
For me, that could be the last meaningful action for Jack Marshman there. When Pokam got his on his back there, I think this could be the writing on the wall now, Pierre.
I tell you what, this fight went totally opposite of the way that I called it. When I was with OJ, I thought that X was going to keep it out, long range, utilize the kick, slow down the mobility. However, he flipped the script. So I know I'm surprised. I wonder if it took Marshman by surprise that he would take him down and take him down so effectively.
Yes, he's been relentless in his approach as Pokam. He's taken risks, he's taken calculated gambles, but they have, it seems, with just 13 seconds left now, paid off for Professor X, and he is firmly back on the mat.
Not only is X firmly back on the mat, but he's firmly back on the map. This has implications that are going to reverberate a lot further than just BAMMA.
And you can see what Professor X thinks of this. You can see where he thinks the win is going. And again, you look at body language, you look at Marshman, but here's the elbows, and immediately you see it open up. Devastating elbow strikes, Pierre.
Such a small amount of space required to throw such a meaningful shot. X saw the blood and just went after his target over and over and over, and a hard shot there, continuing to land the leather. And again, the only thing that I was surprised of on the ground is that Professor X didn't move to that side mount position.
And again, Marshman being cleaned up now, but Pokam gambled, and he gambled right in the end. We can say it with hindsight now, because twice he almost was submitted while trying to get those strikes in. So, and again, it's all Pokam.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards for the final decision. One judge scores the bout 30-27 for Foupa-Pokam. The second judge scores the bout 29-28 for Marshman. Our third judge scores the bout 30-27 in favor of your winner by split decision, Professor X, Xavier Foupa-Pokam.
So, Pierre, a split decision. We don't think it was that close, but we do feel now that it is the right decision. A gutsy performance by Marshman, but Pokam had the whole old hunger back. He gambled, he took the risks, and it paid off for him.
Paid off in spades, and I tell you what, if we go back to the replay, good knees. Now, Marshman looked like he was controlling the stand-up. X blocking there, but here's where the story unfolded, right there. Beautiful swimming in elbow, cuts Marshman, and that's where the whole fight went sideways for Marshman.
But on the positive for him, you could see the vast improvement in his ground game, even from BAMMA 10.
A lesser man would have been tapped out on either one of those arm bars. Like I said, how far can an arm bend back?
So if he's got anything to take from this Marshman, it's the fact that he will come back, but at the moment, it's the Professor X that gets the win.